Hey guys, what's up? Cobra here. Finally, I'm bringing to you the painted UK Army, and yeah, so this has taken me a little while. As you can see here, I've got them all painted up in a, um, I guess, divided up Axis and Allies box. You can check out Seared Blood's video. It's an older one, but one of his customizations was to chop up your boxes and turn them into divided piece trays, which is way better than having them all, hodgepodged up in one giant tub. Yeah, you should really check out his video. First up, we're starting with the infantry. This is my kind of, I guess, Africa Corps slash India Corps. And then here's the European Corps, and you can see how the kind of expeditionary force has like shorts on. They're a little more dirty. They've got a tan hat. Yeah, kind of goes with the whole look of everything. I've also got Gurkha infantry, and those are just basically the Indian divisions. This is the artillery. They're pretty nice. All my for the British, I basically chose this green with a dark green camo over it. I think it looks pretty good. Here's the anti-aircraft guns, another good, a little bit plain, but it's an anti-aircraft gun. I did the black tips just to kind of suppose that there's a barrel there. Yeah, so they look pretty nice. Next up we have the tanks. Here's the original, I think it's the, well, this is the Enforcer from the Anzac side. You can see the detailing, the treads and everything, the mud. I put the little British tank corps symbols on all the sides of the tanks. This is the Valentine, possibly. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, another good looking tank. I really like the scale of these. They look good together. Yeah. So here's the mechanized infantry. They're pretty nice. Anzac and British versions just for variation, but in Global War, this version, the Priest, will be my my regular mechanized infantry, which is nicely detailed. I drilled out the centers, yeah. But then my the Kangaroo tanks for mechanized infantry will be the advanced versions for my Anzac and British, and I basically took a couple of my Anzac ones and repainted them. It's really hard to paint over stuff that you spent so much time on, but yeah, I got it done. So they look good. Next is the Air Force. Here's my heavy bombers, and I really like the British Air Force just because of the fact that I've had variations of camo. So you can see here, especially in the heavy bombers, we have this striped pattern going in one direction, this other one where it's kind of like an arrow pointing forward, and then also a polka dotted one. They're pretty nice. I also painted the undersides of all my planes, or at least for the British. This is the Mosquito tactical bomber, another nice looking plane. It's a very beefy looking plane, like massive engines on this thing. But yeah, it's a pretty good looking craft. All of these just have a random kind of camo scheme painted on them. Again, with the underside painted over too. Especially with these, since they've got the magnetic paint, they need the painted underside. Here's the Spitfire, another nice looking plane. These have a couple different camo variations, but this one was the most kind of common one that I found, which was just a random kind of camouflage pattern. And yeah, about painting the undersides of your planes, I really don't like having to do it. It takes a lot of time, but I think it definitely pays off just in the looks of the planes and everything. This is my submarine, another nice looking design. All my Navy ships are painted with a light gray, and then they have a darker kind of dazzle camouflage on them. Here's the transport, and all of my ships and airplanes have the Air Force roundel just to make it simpler on painting time. Here's my aircraft carrier, flight deck and flag, complements of Seared Blood. Underneath the flight deck, as always, is the magnetic tape. So that the planes can stick to it, and here's a picture of that right here. It's really funny, the Mosquito fighter takes up a ton of the aircraft carrier. Here's the battleship. I always take pride in painting the battleships. They're one of the coolest units. There's a couple different variations of the dazzle I put on. One of them is here. It's just kind of a randomized scheme. While on this one, it's like a striped kind of pattern. Both based on real life pictures that I was looking at. But yeah, here's the destroyer. I really like the destroyers for pretty much all the nations. They just, I think, have the most detail in the smallest amount of space. They're just a cool looking boat. All the decks are painted on these. Yeah, they look pretty good. Next is the cruiser. Cruiser is a little boring, you know. It's kind of a flat ship, not a lot of detail in it, but you know, another good looking one, a little bigger. You can see it side by side with the destroyer. Yeah. So all in all, I hope you liked this painted ANZAC or painted European tutorial for the UK. Or not tutorial, but overview, and I hope to see you again. Cobra, out.